Game theory. Lastly, conclusion. Was removed from a city and a civilization in a Pacific Northwest with elk to hunt, ashrams to visit, ocean beaches to enjoy. And instead of saying to a mathematician who went to MIT called a writer, now, Dr. Nash, he was incorrect. They've simply gone faster, thought harder and longer, and not had an unforeseen brain aneurysm now. And therefore their limits and their expectations for legalized mushrooms and ketamine therapy options for those remote workers now with bank accounts higher and higher and higher than Mount Everest now. A place a Sherpa carries gear for an adventurer driving a Tesla and 30 other electrical vehicles now. In 3 properties' garages, a helicopter lands to deliver a brain and body on a planet floating in outer space in what the man who gets off the helicopter says, who's gender neutral about a galaxy and a universe and a black hole. He made a fortune and built a SpaceX rocket and landed a Blue Origin visitor from another planet now. In other words, hormones and emotions and social reward and stimulation are inherently and indeed better than a glass house described by a therapist, social worker, counselor in an office and a patient in a rock now. Who sits on an object described by a social worker, counselor, psychiatrist, doctor, professor at the University of Washington to be considered a rock, and meditate on an option. And an option, an object I meditate on now in a glass house. Hurts. And my poor, sad, and fragile minutes and seconds and hours and now.